This video is brought to you by Practical Music Theory for the Rock Guitarist, my new book, which is a comprehensive guide to all aspects of music theory necessary for playing rock guitar. From blues to the cycle of fifths, from understanding and using modes to choosing the right notes for a melodic solo, from pentatonic scales to chord construction and keys. It's all covered in a clear and concise manner. With accompanying video demonstrations, jam tracks and tabs, you'll learn to use the knowledge you gain in accessible ways that make sense for less than the cost of a few guitar lessons. Check out the link in the description for more details. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. That was an ex-student of mine, he's also a good mate, he's called Craig, and as you could see, he was absolutely tearing it up on his 8-string Strandberg Bowden guitar. The plan was that Craig was going to loan me one of his Strandbergs. He's got two, an 8-string that you saw there and a 6-string. And I would make some video content with it, but then I had that little mishap and ended up with my arm in a sling and all that sort of stuff. And that kind of put the mockers on things for a while. But Craig, trooper as he is, agreed to take part in the video and, kind of have a little bit of a play, which you've just seen. By the way, full tab in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with the jam track and the clip of Craig playing there. All of that is up on Patreon. There's the address, link in the description. $3 or about £3 a month gets you access to all of these additional goodies that go along with these YouTube videos. A massive thank you to everyone who supports me in that, or any of the other ways, all of which are linked down below. And as well as, kind of doing that little jam. By the way, he just called in on his way home from work, got the guitar out of his car, came in, plugged in through my rig, the blue guitar amp one, etc. And just did that jam. Pretty much first take over a jam track that he wasn't entirely familiar with. Indeed. So, yeah, as well as doing that little jam for us, we on a different date we had a little bit of a chat on Zoom, and the first thing I did was invite Craig to let everyone know how long he's been playing and how long we've known each other, and then I asked him about what it was that attracted him to the Strandberg guitar in the first place. So, Craig,
yeah.
You just want to explain to my loyal viewer how long we've known each other. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Been a fair few, yeah. I think I started lessons with you when I was 11.
Yeah.
So I'm 42 now. So that's a fair few, yeah.
It is, yeah. And if that makes you feel old, you've got no idea how old it makes me feel. So Craig has very generously agreed to give me a loan of a guitar I've been curious about for a while. Is it the Strandberg? Is yours the Borden?
Borden, yeah.
Yeah. And you've got a couple of them, I believe, haven't you?
Yeah, the 8 and the 6. The 6, yeah. This is the 8.
Yeah. What was it that attracted you to the Strandberg, first of all, and what made you kind of... Because I'm curious about them, but they're not a cheap guitar. Did you try one first and then just think, oh, this is for me, or did you just jump in?
No, a friend of mine, James from Jack Guitars, mentioned him, and I tried his headless guitar, what he built himself, because he's an unbelievable luthier. And then one day he just put a message up saying he'd got this Strandberg in. So I messaged him saying, can I try it out? And literally within the first 3 minutes, I was like, here, take my money.
Really?
I want that guitar.
Really? Was that the 8 or was that the 6?
That was the 8. That was the 8. Yeah. This one here. It came with a standard Strandberg pickups in, but I put in the Toss and the Bassies, the Fishmans, and it just sounds amazing.
Now, the one thing that Strandberg guitars are known for, their sort of unique selling point really is the neck profile. So next up, I asked him what that was like and how did it take much adjusting to and acclimatizing to. I mean, what does that neck feel like to play on? I've got another student who has a Strandberg, and he says it's barely noticeable. It just feels like you're just playing a regular guitar. I can't imagine that that's going to be the case.
No, the first time I picked it up, when you're playing up the top end here, the low end, whichever you want to call it, it is odd when you're starting doing chords to start off with, because it's very flat. Lead, it's nice and easy, but it took me a while to get used to just cowboy chords.
Yeah. To be fair, though, that's not really a campfire strummer, is it? When you
no, it is more for your your big stretches.
And if you're not familiar with the Strandberg neck profile, you saw a little bit of it in that recording of the Zoom call there. Then take a look here. This is what it looks like. It's not so much a neck curve. It's just a series of flat planes that some people. Well, as you saw there, I have another student who just didn't really notice any difference. But I'll tell you more about what I think of it, because I have had a little play of that guitar later on in the video. But next up, we move on to Craig talking about the spec of the guitar, just running us through, the kind of construction, the timbers, and all that sort of stuff. Do you want to just run us through the spec there? Because people will ask if I don't, and get people shouting at me in the comments. So let's start with the neck. It looks like roasted maple, is it?
It's a roasted maple neck, yeah. It's all roasted maple, on the back, the front, everything. I think it's 4 or 5 piece neck. It's a 20-inch radius, so it's flat.
Flat, as a
very, very flat. Yeah, jumbo frets, which I like because I like scallop necks as well. So
stainless
steel. Yeah, stainless steel. Solid body. I think this one is Babinga, but I'll double check that.
Yeah.
But it's got a nice. You probably can't see it here. But
we're getting a little bit of figuring. Is that that'll be a veneer? Is it, or is that a proper top?
That's a proper top.
All right, nice one.
Yeah, it's a cap. Yeah.
You see, you can see on the scrape binding there on the edge.
Yeah. Again, it came with the Strandberg pickups, but I put the Fishmans in. Well, James did, and he said it was a nightmare to fit them. So,
I've heard nothing but good reports about his work. And of course, no discussion about any electric guitar would be complete without talking about the tones that it creates. You've already heard what it sounds like on a high gain setting, my usual setting of the Blue Guitar Amp 1 on the Vintage channel with the new Ex-Horseman pedal going into the front end and a little bit of delay and stuff added in Reaper on that solo at the beginning there. But, is it just a one-trick pony? Can it do other tones? Well, here's Craig demonstrating, let me see what's up next. Yes, the clean humbucker tone of the guitar. And given that those rather meaty sounding humbuckers can be chopped in half to get single coil tones, let's have a listen to what they sound like clean. And both of those examples there were again through the Blue Guitar Amp 1, this time on the clean channel. Next up, I asked Craig what it's sort of like, for that sort of elusive edge of breakup kind of tone. What does that sound like? And well, I think you'll agree that certainly in the single coil setting, this wouldn't sound out of place in a bit of raucous Texas blues. And then the acid test I always have for any guitar is what does it sound like when you back off the guitar's volume control? Does everything, like even on some more exclusive guitars, does everything start sounding woolly and a little bit kind of muffled? Well, again, we're going back through the Vintage channel on the Blue Guitar Amp 1. This is what it sounds like when you back the guitar's volume down a little. Works for me. That's certainly, a usable sound with the guitar's volume backed off. I would hesitate to say that you can, get to a clean tone. Perhaps you can. Maybe I'll know when I get my hands on the six string that Craig's going to be lending me at some point in the not too distant future. And of course, a guitar like that, which is so unorthodox, shall we say, is there's always going to be that idea of, well, what's it like to live with? So here's Craig to explain, the day-to-day experience of using a guitar like that as his main instrument. So what are the practicalities of living with a guitar like that like?
Yeah, it's literally, if you see there, probably, I don't know if you can see, you loosen that.
Yeah.
You loosen the nut here.
Yeah.
Pull the string out, put the new one in, tighten the nut there, tighten it back up, done. It's that easy. It's like a locking. And then once it's in, you just normal thing. Tight, tune it up, just there, dead easy. Just turns. So if I turn it for you, so just nice easy turn.
Yeah.
And it's in tune. It's there's no hassle whatsoever. But I suppose when you're paying that money, you want that.
And Craig touched on the price there, so let's ask how much something like that is going to cost you if you've become, kind of possessed of the idea that you need a guitar like that in your life. So what does one of those run to then? I know they're well into four figures, but how far into four figures?
This one was, I think, if you were to buy this one new, it's 2,100.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a cheap guitar, but James did me a deal and I got it for 13.
Yeah, that's
a pretty good deal.
That's a pretty good deal, yeah. So I think you'll agree he got a really good deal on that guitar there. And, I doubt very much whether it will be a guitar for me because, it's just, I am just an older person, really, I do like my kind of more traditional shapes that granted the Strandberg is very ergonomically designed and, that is the whole thing of those guitars. But I've never really found a Telecaster or a Les Paul, for example, to be unergonomic. It's just, is it a problem that I need solving, really? I did actually have a play of that guitar in the, when me and Craig were just having a chat when he was round at the house, and it was, it just felt so weird. I think it was a combination of two things. I think it was like, I've never played anything other than a 6-string guitar before, I don't think. And suddenly I've got an 8-string guitar with that, rather, let's have a look at it again, unorthodox, neck profile. And I actually said to Craig while he was here, that the width of the neck and the flatness of it felt like I was holding a floorboard in my hands, and he laughed, But I am going to be interested to get my hands on Craig's 6-string version of that guitar to see whether it was just the sheer width of the neck and the extra strings that was putting me off, or whether it was that rather unorthodox neck profile. The analogy I made to Craig was, it's like the neck being so much wider. It was like suddenly you've gone from strolling through a quaint little English countryside village with thatched roofs and, kind of 2-story buildings at most. And then suddenly you've been dropped into a cityscape with massive skyscrapers and everything just seemed bigger and further apart. So that's my lasting memory of that guitar. We'll see how I get on with the 6-string, but watch this space. I want to say a massive thank you to Craig for helping me get this content out. You went above and beyond the call of duty there, mate. Thank you so much. I owe you at least a beer or 5. We'll sort out something along those lines in the near future. Thank you, Craig, so much. You're a star, mate. And thank you, each and every one of you, for watching this video. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not drop me a like as well while you're at it? Don't forget the live stream every Friday, 5 p.m. UK time. We drink beer and talk about music and other things, guitars, whatever. It's a great way to kick off the weekend. I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.